Somewhere in the world, at this very moment, a system is being attacked. It could belong to a massive corporation. It could be a government network. Or it could be sitting quietly in your pocket. Or on your desk. Every single day, more than 2,200 cyber attacks take place. That's one attack every 39 seconds. Emails, passwords, bank accounts, private photos. Everything you believe is safely locked behind a screen is actually sitting on a digital battlefield, where invisible wars are being fought nonstop. And here's the frightening truth. Most people have no idea how easy it is to break in. They think cybersecurity is only a problem for big companies. They think their data isn't valuable. They're wrong, because hackers aren't just after money anymore. They're after identities. They're after personal data. They're after entire digital lives. And the techniques they use today are smarter, faster, and more dangerous than ever. But here's the good news. Once you understand how hackers really operate, protecting yourself becomes far simpler than you think. In this video, we're pulling back the curtain to reveal exactly how hackers steal data, step by step, and what you can start doing today to stop them. If you've ever wondered how people actually get hacked, or whether your data is already at risk, you're in the right place. How hackers really get in: social engineering. Let's start with the method responsible for over 90% of successful cyber attacks: social engineering. And it doesn't involve fancy code or high-tech equipment. It's much simpler and scarier than that. Social engineering is the art of manipulating people into giving up confidential information. Hackers don't break down your digital walls. They trick you into opening the door. Here's how it works. A hacker studies your social media, learns where you work, who your friends are, what you care about. Then they craft a message specifically designed to manipulate you. And these aren't random spam messages anymore. They're sophisticated, personalized, and nearly impossible to detect. In 2016, hackers targeted the Democratic National Committee. They didn't use some superhero-level technique. They sent an email that looked like it came from Google, saying passwords were compromised and needed changing immediately. People clicked the link, and just like that, hackers had access to thousands of private emails. Social engineering works because it targets something that can't be patched with software: human psychology. We want to trust people. We want to be helpful. And hackers exploit these instincts ruthlessly. They create urgency, establish false trust, and pressure you into acting before you can think critically. Whether it's an email, phone call, or text message, the goal is always the same: get you to bypass your own security without realizing it. Phishing attacks, the most common trap. Now, let's talk about phishing, the most common form of social engineering you'll encounter. If you have an email account, you've probably already been targeted. Most of these attempts are easy to spot, but the dangerous ones? They're getting terrifyingly good. Phishing is when hackers send fraudulent messages designed to trick you into revealing sensitive information like passwords, credit card numbers, or personal details. The message usually looks like it's from a legitimate source: your bank, Amazon, PayPal, even your own company. Here's what makes phishing so effective. The emails look real. They use official logos, matching color schemes, proper formatting. They create urgency. Your account will be locked in 24 hours. Or, suspicious activity detected. Verify now. Your brain goes into panic mode, and you click before thinking. That link takes you to a fake website that looks identical to the real one. You enter your username and password. Congratulations, you just handed a hacker the keys to your account. But phishing has evolved. There's spear phishing, where attackers target specific individuals with personalized messages. They might reference your recent purchase, mention your boss by name, or include details that make the message seem legitimate. Then there's whaling, which targets high-level executives with access to sensitive company data. The numbers are staggering. Over 3 billion phishing emails are sent every single day. And they're working. Companies lose an average of $4.9 million per successful phishing attack. So how do you spot them? Look for generic greetings like "Dear Customer" instead of your name. Check for spelling errors or slightly off email addresses. Malware and ransomware. The Silent Invaders. After social engineering, the next major weapon hackers use is malware, short for malicious software. And once it's inside your device, it works silently. No alarms, no warnings, no obvious signs. Just hidden programs running in the background, watching everything you do. Malware doesn't usually arrive with dramatic hacks. It arrives disguised. A free download, a cracked program, a fake update, an email attachment, a link that looks harmless. And the moment it's opened, the invasion begins. Some malware acts as spyware. It records your keystrokes, tracks the websites you visit, copies passwords as you type them. It can even turn your camera and microphone into surveillance tools. Other malware opens a backdoor, giving attackers remote access to your device, letting them browse your files, install more tools, or move deeper into an entire network. And then there's one of the most feared forms, ransomware. Ransomware doesn't spy. It takes hostages. It silently spreads through a system, and when the time is right, it strikes. Files are encrypted. Photos disappear. Documents become unreadable. Entire companies are suddenly locked out of their own data. Then the message appears. Pay us, or lose everything. Hospitals, airports, schools, major corporations, all brought to a standstill by lines of hidden code. And the worst part? Even paying the ransom doesn't guarantee you'll ever get your data back. Malware is dangerous because you often don't know it's there until the damage is already done. By the time your screen shows a warning, the invasion is already complete. Password cracking, breaking into your accounts. For many hackers, stealing your data doesn't start with malware. It starts with your password, because a password is the key to your entire digital life. Your email, your social media, your cloud storage, your bank accounts. And the uncomfortable truth is this: most passwords are incredibly easy to break. Some people still use passwords like 123456, password, QWERTY, or their own name and birthday. To a hacker, these aren't passwords, they're open doors. Hackers use automated tools that can try millions of password combinations every second. This is called a brute force attack. If your password is short or simple, it can be cracked in minutes, sometimes seconds. But hackers don't always guess. Often, they don't need to, because every year, massive websites get breached, and when they do, millions of emails and passwords leak onto the dark web. Hackers collect these leaked databases and run them against other platforms. This is called credential stuffing. If you reuse the same password on multiple sites, one breach can unlock everything. Email, shopping accounts, social media, even banking portals. Once a hacker gets into your email, the damage multiplies. They can reset your other passwords, intercept security codes, impersonate you, and take control of your digital identity. And the scariest part? You might never realize it happened, because some hackers don't steal immediately. They watch, they collect, they wait, until the moment comes when the access becomes truly valuable. A weak password isn't just a mistake, it's an invitation. Public Wi-Fi dangers. The invisible threat picture. You're at a coffee shop, airport, or hotel. You pull out your laptop, connect to the free Wi-Fi, and start browsing. Checking emails, maybe logging into your bank account. Seems harmless, right? Wrong. Public Wi-Fi is one of the easiest ways for hackers to steal your data, and most people have no idea it's happening. Here's why public networks are so dangerous. When you connect to free Wi-Fi, your data travels through the air, unencrypted and exposed. Anyone else on that same network with basic hacking tools can intercept everything you're doing. Every website you visit, every password you type, every message you send. This is called a man-in-the-middle attack. The hacker positions themselves between you and the internet, silently capturing all your data as it passes through. You're browsing normally, completely unaware that someone is watching and recording everything. But it gets worse. Hackers can create fake Wi-Fi hotspots that look legitimate. You see a network called Starbucks_free_Wi-Fi or airport_public, and connect without thinking. Except it's not run by Starbucks or the airport. It's run by a hacker, and the moment you connect, they have access to everything on your device. Millions of people use public Wi-Fi every day without protection. They log into sensitive accounts, enter credit card information, access work files, all while their data flows freely to anyone listening. The solution? Never access sensitive information on public Wi-Fi. If you must use it, use a VPN, a virtual private network, that encrypts your connection and makes your data unreadable to anyone trying to intercept it. And always verify the network name with staff before connecting. That simple step could save you from handing your data directly to a criminal. Data breaches, when companies fail you. Here's something most people don't think about. You can do everything right. Strong passwords, no phishing clicks, avoid public Wi-Fi, and still get hacked. Not because of something you did, but because a company you trust failed to protect your data. Data breaches happen when hackers break into a company's database and steal massive amounts of user information. Names, email addresses, passwords, credit card numbers, social security numbers, everything the company has collected about you. And these breaches are happening constantly. In 2023 alone, over 350 million people were affected by data breaches. Major companies like Facebook, LinkedIn, Marriott, Equifax, Yahoo, all hacked. Billions of records stolen. The scary part? Companies don't always tell you immediately. Sometimes it takes months before they admit a breach happened. By that time, your stolen data could already be sold on the dark web multiple times over. When a breach occurs, hackers don't just steal data for themselves. They sell it. There are entire underground marketplaces where your personal information is bought and sold like a commodity. A full identity package, name, address, social security number, credit card, can sell for as little as $50. And once your data is out there, it's out there forever. You can't take it back. Hackers can use it for identity theft, open accounts in your name, file fraudulent tax returns, or sell it to other criminals who will. The frustrating reality is that you have almost no control over this. You trust companies with your information, and when they fail to protect it, you're the one who suffers the consequences. So what can you do? Monitor your accounts regularly for suspicious activity. Use credit monitoring services that alert you to new accounts opened in your name. And most importantly, assume your data has already been breached somewhere, because statistically, it probably has. How to protect yourself. Practical defense strategies. Now that you know how hackers operate, let's talk about what you can actually do to protect yourself. Because the good news is this: most attacks can be stopped with a few simple habits. First, strengthen your passwords. Use long, unique passwords for every account. At least 12 characters mixing letters, numbers, and symbols. Don't reuse passwords, ever. Use a password manager like Bitwarden or LastPass to generate and store them securely. And enable two-factor authentication everywhere it's available. Even if a hacker gets your password, that second layer stops them cold. Second, stay alert to phishing. Before clicking any link in an email or message, pause and think. Does this make sense? Was I expecting this? Hover over links to see where they really lead. If something feels urgent or too good to be true, it probably is. When in doubt, go directly to the website yourself instead of clicking links. Third, keep everything updated. Software updates aren't just annoying interruptions. They patch security vulnerabilities that hackers exploit. Enable automatic updates on your devices, apps, and operating systems. An outdated system is an open target. Fourth, protect yourself on public Wi-Fi. Avoid accessing sensitive accounts on public networks. If you must use public Wi-Fi, use a reputable VPN to encrypt your connection, and turn off auto-connect features so your device doesn't join networks without your permission. Fifth, back up your data regularly. If ransomware strikes, backups are your insurance policy. Use both cloud storage and external hard drives. Store them separately. Test your backups occasionally to make sure they actually work. Sixth, monitor your accounts. Check your bank statements, credit reports, and account activity regularly. The faster you catch something suspicious, the faster you can stop it. Consider using credit monitoring services that alert you to unusual activity. And finally, trust your instincts. If something feels off, it probably is. That unexpected email from your bank, that urgent message from a friend asking for money, that too good to be true offer. Your gut is often right. Cybersecurity isn't about being paranoid. It's about being smart. These simple steps won't make you unhackable, but they'll make you a much harder target. And when hackers have millions of easy victims to choose from, they'll move on to someone else. So here's the reality. Hackers aren't going away, but now you know how they operate. You know their tactics, their tricks, and that knowledge is your greatest defense. The truth is, most people get hacked not because of some genius breaking through firewalls. They get hacked because they clicked one wrong link, used one weak password, or trusted one message they shouldn't have. But you don't have to be one of them. Cybersecurity isn't about being a tech expert. It's about building simple, consistent habits. Strong passwords, two-factor authentication, staying alert, keeping software updated, being cautious on public Wi-Fi. Your data, your identity, your digital life, they're worth protecting. And the best time to start is right now. Take what you've learned today and put it into action. Check your passwords. Enable two-factor authentication. Share this information with people you care about. Because the more people who understand how these attacks work, the harder we make it for hackers to succeed. If you found this video helpful, hit that like button and subscribe. Drop a comment below. Have you ever been targeted by a hacker? Stay safe out there. And remember, in the battle for your data, awareness is your strongest weapon.